Welcome everybody to the Michael Talks Football channel. It is match day 6, the final match day of this Champions League format until we go to that new format, which is another total disgrace. But if you're new to the Michael Talks Football channel, remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and of course, give your predictions in the comments down below. Let's play the intro and get straight into the predictions.
Carvajal, Capira, Ronaldo! Yeah, Ronaldo! And he's fed Mbappe! Headline hat-trick! He strides the stage like the world star he is!
Schleck, Sieber, Reus in die Mitte! Wir machen rein! Tor!
So here we go, people. My predictions for match day 6. The first game, of course, is PSG and Arsenal. There's nothing much to play for when it comes to these two teams. Arsenal have already won the group. PSG already qualified to the round of 16 as second place in this group. And pretty much I just went for a 2-2. I just thought, all right, they're going to both field a B team. Arsenal coming off the loss against Aston Villa. PSV, just perfect record in Eredivisie. I think PSV want to continue that good momentum. Arsenal, we'll see if they field a little bit of a weakened side. And I went for 2-2. The other game in this group is now where it gets interesting because Lens are hosting Sevilla. Sevilla have to win this game. They are 3 points behind Lens. They would have the head-to-head record if they beat Lens and qualify to the Europa League. And all Lens need is a draw. We need the likes of Wahi to step up because we cannot allow this to happen again where Sevilla go to the Europa League. How many times are clubs going to allow this team to do it? I mean, of course, I respect Sevilla and all the wonderful stuff they have done in the Europa League, but again and again, like they're not performing well in La Liga. Alonso, I don't think he was a great hiring, if I'm going to be honest. You know, Ocampos is getting stupid red cards in the last game against PSV. It's been a shambles of a Champions League group stage so far for Sevilla, and I think for Lens, you know, they've had good performances, especially at home. They haven't lost a home game yet. They've beat Arsenal. They drew to PSV. I think they can get a draw here, and that's why I went 1-1. The other games on Tuesday, RB Salzburg, Benfica. Pretty much Benfica have to win this game if they want to qualify to the Europa League because they have to beat them by 2 goals. I think RB Salzburg are a good team at home, especially Benfica have been one of the worst teams in the Champions League this season. Like you're 3-0 up at home against Inter and you bottle it. And Antonio Silva getting another red card. I think the young spirited team of RB Salzburg, they'll be motivated to go to the Europa League. And I think they will get a 1-1 draw in this game. The other game in the group at the San Siro, it is Inter against Real Sociedad. Inter, fantastic team. We just saw what they did over the weekend. 4-0 victory. Thuram, Lautaro. This team are looking so good. I just tell you, people, Inter are one of the best teams in Europe. Yes, they might not play the best brand of football at times. It is effective, and Inzaghi is knowing how to rotate with both competitions. It is going to be interesting, though, to see will he field his best team against Real Sociedad. And Real Sociedad, I mean, the midfield, Kubo, Orizabal, Umar Sadiq now getting into the goal-scoring form. They're going to pose a big threat, and Inter have to win this game if they want to top the group. And Real Sociedad only need a draw, but I think Inter will get a win here, and I went for a 2-1 Inter win at the San Siro. Then we got Union Berlin and Real Madrid. Shout out to Union Berlin. They finally got a win. Their first win since August 26th, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a long time, but they got an early Christmas present. Real Madrid, they got a draw away at Real Betis. Wasn't the best of performances, but you like to see Rodrigo doing well, Bellingham getting another goal. I think for Union, they have to win this game if they want to get third place and hope that Braga do lose to Napoli because currently they're 2 points behind them. I'm just checking the standings on my phone. And I think they can do something. I think they want to leave the Champions League on a good note here. Real Madrid, they might feel more of a B team / C team because of all the injuries they got. And I think Union can take advantage of it. And I'm going to go with the 2-2 here. I think that'll be a very entertaining game to, you know, send off Union Berlin in their first Champions League campaign. The other game is Napoli and Braga, which should be interesting because, I mean, Napoli, defensively, this team, they're not good enough. They're not good enough. Nathan, Juan Jesus, Ramani, these guys have to defend better. I know there's new manager, Walter Mazzarri, and all this sort of stuff. Napoli defensively looks so bad this season, and they need their big players to step up, and that is Osimhen, and that is Guevara. They need to step up in this game because you're going up against Braga. And Braga, I mean, Every time I do these predictions, Arthur George is doing an amazing job. Absolutely amazing job. You know, you got the likes of Ricardo Horta, Bruma, and all of these players, even Al Musrati in the midfield. Braga are a very good team. Now, if Braga do want to qualify to the next round, they have to beat Napoli. Do we think that can happen here? I think Braga can actually give a good game to Napoli. I still am going for a Napoli win here. I'm going 3-1. But do not sleep on Braga. They're having a great season, and they could pose a threat to Napoli, but it's at home. I don't think it will happen. 3-1 win for Napoli, and we will continue then because the big games on Tuesday. FC Copenhagen going up against Galatasaray. All FC Copenhagen have to do is match Manchester United's result, and they will qualify to the round of 16, I think for the second time in their club's history, which would be sensational for them. And Galatasaray, they just know they got to win this game. It's simple as that. If Galatasaray win, they're off to the round of 16. And with Galatasaray, I'm just looking at the stats again here, people. They have scored 10 goals and conceded 12. One of the most highly entertaining teams. You know, at times I really do criticize them because defensively they're bad. But attacking-wise, you know, they can score, they can press, but they leave themselves exposed. And we saw that in the first matchup between these two teams in Istanbul. After Copenhagen 2-0 up, they were just clinical in the counterattack. They got the red card, changed the game. Gala got 2 goals in 2 minutes, and it was a 2-2 draw. FC Copenhagen have been a good home side. They have shown that for the last couple of years in the Champions League. They just got to match Man United. I think they can do it. I think it's going to be a 1-1 game, although I could easily see this being like a 3-2, 3-3. I think it's going to be madness in Copenhagen, and I hope it is. I'm going to go 1-1. It's a very tough game to predict. And the other game in this group, it is at Old Trafford. It is both teams coming off embarrassing losses. United losing 3-0 at home to Bournemouth. Embarrassing. Bayern losing 5-1 away to Frankfurt. So what on earth is going to happen in this game? You cannot call it. I'm going with a 2-2. Am I confident? No. Because I think Bayern, they need to show a statement now. After what happened against Frankfurt, you need to bounce back. And if you're United, you need to bounce back after having one of your most embarrassing losses at home at Old Trafford. To be honest, I think I'm going to now change this result. I had it at 2-2. I'm going to go 3-2 Bayern. Something is up with these United players. And Ten Hag, of course, because Ten Hag needs to take some blame. But you cannot be defending like that. And if you're going to have defensively that setup against this Bayern team, they will cook you. And I think United, I think this is where their Champions League campaign is over. You know, some fans will say, it's okay. What are we really going to do in the round of 16? But it's still embarrassing. And I think Bayern, they need to bounce back. I'm going to go 3-2 to Bayern Munich. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As we get to the Wednesday games, nothing to play for in these matchups. I'm going to be honest. Man City, Zvezda, nothing to play for. I went 2-1 Man City. They can field some B-team players. The other game in the group, RB Leipzig 3, Young Boys 1, nothing to play for. RB Leipzig have already confirmed second place, and Young Boys will be third. So I went 3-1, comfortable victory. Could see, you know, Xavi Simons and Lois Openda continue their goal scoring form. Then the other games, Barcelona have already won the group, so nothing to play for in this game either. And I went for 2-0 after what happened today against Girona, where they lost 4-2. Defensively, they got to do a lot better. And attacking-wise, the attackers need to step up, especially Lewandowski, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, João Felix, Ferran Torres. These guys need to start playing a lot better for Barcelona. Then we have the game in Porto, and it is Porto against Shakhtar Donetsk. So both teams are on 9 points. Porto have the head-to-head record at the moment because they won 3-1 away in Hamburg against Shakhtar Donetsk. So all Shakhtar need to do is win this game, and they are in the round of 16. And for Porto, it's just about, all right, manage the game well. They are a very good home side, as we have seen many years now in the Champions League, unless it's against Liverpool. Porto are a very good team with Vinicius, Taremi, Eustáquio, Alan Varela. They are a very organized side, especially under Conceição. But one thing with this Shakhtar team is you cannot bet against them because they are a very difficult opponent, especially in the last 2 games. They've kept clean sheets. They've gotten the 1 goal, and that's enough for them. They're going to have to replicate that same sort of desire. And they've just played with so much, I would say, passion and just a never die attitude. And I'm going to go 3-1 to Porto. I feel like Shakhtar can give a good game. I mean, Zurikov, the attacking midfielder, is unbelievable talent. But I think Porto at home, too strong. Shakhtar going to leave themselves exposed. I'm going 3-1 to Porto, and they will book a ticket to the round of 16 of this season's Champions League. All right. Now we got the group of death. Now, initially, I did put 3-1 Newcastle, but they lost today 4-1 to Tottenham. I think the legs are catching up to the players. The same guys have been playing now, I don't know, 4 straight games. They haven't had a lot of rotation, and I feel like the fatigue is kicking in. Milan lost to Atalanta 3-2 because they have both teams are just so injury riddled. It's sad to see because I feel like if both teams were healthy, it would be a great matchup. Initially, it went 3-1 because Newcastle, they still are such a good home side. And I think they can use that to their advantage. For Milan, they're playing Theo Hernandez at center back and Florenzi at left back. Like, what are we going to do now at Newcastle? I mean, Pulisic just got to step up big time. Reinders and Yunus Musa and these guys, they need to step up. Both teams need to win. It's simple as that. Both teams need to win. And I think Newcastle, because they're at home, I know they lost to Dortmund at home. They could have really equalized that game because they had a lot of chances. I think it's just too much for Milan. I'm going 3-1 to Newcastle. The other game, Dortmund and PSG, 2-2 was my initial prediction. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, to be honest. It's very difficult to predict because PSG are a funny team. They show you in moments they're a good side, and then show you at moments you can't trust them one bit. Dortmund have shown in the Champions League you don't bet against them because they have experience and they're a bit more pragmatic than maybe what they show in the Bundesliga, especially with Mats Hummels. I think Mats Hummels, yes, he got the red card yesterday against RB Leipzig. I think he's been the best player in the Champions League for the group of death so far. I think he's been unbelievable. Kobo and these guys, it's just about the attackers being clinical, especially on the counter-attack. Because we know PSG, they're going to leave themselves exposed, and PSG are going to try and go for the win to win this group. And that's important for Dortmund. They want to win this group and not get such a tough opponent in the round of 16. I'm going to stick with my 2-2. I think it's going to be 2-2. I feel like Dortmund will go, 1-0 up. Maybe PSG will go 2-1 up then. Dortmund will get a late equalizer. I could see something like that happening. And if that happens, PSG are in the Europa League. We'll see if it happens. We'll see if it happens. But I think PSG can be a little bit more confident, going up against Dortmund, who still, they do concede a lot of chances and goals. But I feel like PSG away from home in the Champions League have shown they are not as strong as people would believe. But we'll find out. It's going to be epic on Wednesday. It's going to be epic. The last group then, it's Celtic Feyenoord. Nothing to play for. I just went for probably the craziest result possible. 3-3. Celtic, they got to win a game in the Champions League. I don't know how many games in a row it has been now for Celtic. They got to win. Feyenoord, they're probably going to field a B team. Rest some guys like the likes of Santi Jimenez, Minte, Stings, and these sort of players. So I went 3-3. Let's go crazy, people. Let's go crazy. And the last game, it is Atletico taking on Lazio. Atletico, I think they're going to win this game 3-1. Lazio have shown away from home not good enough in the Champions League. I know they beat Celtic away, but even in the Serie A, you cannot trust Lazio away. You cannot. Atleti at home, I think they got this. They're going to win this group. And Diego Simeone and Atleti are going to be a side you do not want to play against in the Champions League round of 16. But everybody, give your predictions in the comments down below. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for a new rounder. And of course, we will be doing a UCL review, hopefully on Wednesday night, because now I'm in the States for holidays. So stay tuned for that on Wednesday. Remember to hit the notification bell so you know when I go live or when I upload. But everybody, have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. And until next time, adios.